As always, you ask and I deliver. Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, points, finances and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I ask you what you want to see next, and 37% of you as of right now, recording of this video, is credit card hacks for amateurs, and then 27% using credit cards to buy luxury. So as I was preparing notes for this video, I realized that these two subjects were very close to each other, so you're gonna see some blending. I came up with 4 different things that you can do. First of all, starting as an amateur, it's very important to build credit score. I've been thinking lately to change my car. I have a credit score almost at 800 at this point. I'm getting quotes from different banks for a 60-month car loan at about 4.5 to 4.9%, which is not bad at all. It's all due to credit, but what's important is to understand a couple of things. I'm talking to many people that are not into credit cards or finances at all, and it's funny how people watching channels like this are all familiar with these things, and maybe you find this kind of topics boring, but you have to understand there's so many people that have zero idea of what's out there. So first, I keep getting comments like, I don't want to get too many credit cards. It's bad for me. I'm going to overspend. First of all, credit cards are not going to do anything to you unless you start using them in excess. You need to use them as cash. You get a credit card whenever the right time is, and then you use it and you pay off the balance in full every month. This way, whatever benefits the credit card offers are going to be real. If they have different categories that vary typically between 2 and 5x, you're going to get that 5% practically minimum to your account. But if you pay interest for your balance every month and you pay 20, 24, 25, 26%, that 4-5 is not going to do anything. The other thing that I found very interesting is how people keep saying that they need to have a balance to boost their credit score. That is totally not true. I haven't had any balance for the past 3 to 4 years at this point. Zero. I'm talking zero. And before that, I had plenty. And let me tell you something, it didn't help at all. There's a few things that impact your credit score, but having a balance is none of them. One important thing is the credit utilization that you have. If you have any derogatory markings on your credit, if you don't pay on time, basically, that's important. There's nowhere anything that says you need to have balances. So keep that in mind. Now, once you realize that you need to have a good credit score, what should you do? The easiest way is to start with credit cards. Credit cards in this country are just incredible. Not only they allow you to collect so many points, get amazing sign-up bonuses, but they create a good credit history that you can then use to go and buy a house, a car, or whatever you want to buy. So where do you start? You start with Chase. If you don't want to leave money on the table, you always start with Chase. You go to the Chase website, you find all the credit cards that you want to get. Typically, you would start with a Chase Sapphire Preferred, get that good sign-up bonus, pay little money at first, only $95 a year. Then you move on to the non-annual fee credit cards. You get something like the Freedom Unlimited, Freedom Flex. You have a good trifecta. Then you get a couple hotel credit cards or one hotel, one airline. And then you take it from there. But you start with Chase, and that's crucial. The more credit cards you get early on, the more credit limit you have, which means that you're gonna get smaller credit utilization through your spending. If you have $30,000 total credit and you spend $3,000, that's 10%. But if you have $3,000 and you spend $3,000, that's 100%, which means that that's gonna have a huge impact on your credit score. So the more credit cards you have, the more credit worthiness you're getting, and then that will help you in the future when you try to have big expenses charged on your credit cards or you're applying for a house. It's better to get everything, all the impact from all these hard pulls early on in the game, so you have all the time to recover later. Which brings us to the next point, which is use the right credit card for the right spending. There's credit cards for everything at this point. There's credit cards for rent. There's a build credit card that we reviewed almost a month ago at this point. There's gas cards right now. Chase Freedom cards. They both have 5x for the first year on gas. You could get something that like the City Custom Cash that gives 5x on the higher spending category. So there's ways to make a lot of points. It's very crucial that you do that because you leave money on the table every time you don't. And I talk to many people, they keep telling me, I don't feel comfortable having a bunch of credit cards or too many, whatever. You don't even have to do that. You can have all of them in your phone wallet and just have your phone with you and just pick the right credit card. So it's not a big deal, really. Now, sometimes I've talked about in the past about things that I've gotten with points. I've gotten many things with points in the past. One of them is watches. And one of the best things that you can do to buy stuff with points is to collect all the points you can and then do one of the two things. If the credit card you're using is something you can trust, then fine, you can go ahead and use that credit card. Let's say you have a Sapphire Preferred and you have 100,000 points with a Sapphire Preferred, that would be $1,000. So you can buy something with $1,000 and then you can pay with your credit card and redeem those points towards credit card statements. And there you have it, 1,000 points. Now, sometimes Sapphire Preferred, Sapphire Reserve, they also have some increased boosts, especially for Apple products. You can go into the portal and you can get like a 25% boost on the Preferred and 50% on the Reserve. So potentially those 100,000 points, $1,000 could be worth $1,250 or $1,500 if you go in when they have those offers. So that's an incredible way, if you ask me, if you really need the phone and you don't have any travel plans to spend your points. I would say if you're buying something even more expensive, I would use those points to pay the credit card statement doing normal spending. So I would spend those 100,000 points towards, I don't know, groceries, maybe rent or something else, and get that cash instead of spending it to pay the credit card and put it to something like American Express. I would do all the spending, especially for expensive things, with a Platinum, for example, because they have the best protections by far. And if I'm to spend a few $1,000s on something, I better get the best protection I can. So basically what I do is I free money, cash money by paying with credit cards, and then I use that cash money with my Platinum to get whatever I need to get. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Last thing is sometimes you're getting into trouble. And I definitely was into big trouble, credit card problems. So there's a few ways to go about it, but the best way, I think, is to consolidate all your credit card debt to one good credit card. But before we go any further, please make sure you like and subscribe this video. It really helps a lot. The algorithm is brutal. One great option is the Discover It. The Discover It has 0 annual fee. It allows you to transfer all your debts with 3% and then has 0% APR for 15 months, which means instead of paying 23, 24% in your credit card, you can pay 3%, move that debt to the Discover It, and you're gonna pay 0 after that for 15 months. So it gives you all the time to pay off. The other great credit card is the Wells Fargo Reflect. The Reflect has 21 months of 0 APR. You transfer your balance 3% for 21 months. You don't pay any APR. That is incredible. It's almost 2 years, guys. You have 2 years to figure it out. I didn't do that. I honestly was very skeptic about doing something like that because I thought it would make me lazy, that I wouldn't pay my debt on time. So I chose not to do it. I'd rather feel the pain and go through it faster than give myself the peace of mind that for 2 years I don't have anything to do and be lazy and probably get into more troubles. But if you guys are people that you can really hold your horses and do what you have to do. This is the best option, mathematically at least, is the best option. 3% instead of 24 or whatever else you're paying is a no-brainer. Definitely. 21 months is incredible. It's almost 2 years. So yeah, 100%. This also is another option to buy something, either luxury or necessity, without getting into debt. Most of websites at this point, they offer some kind of payments. Affirm is one that I see all the time, but that has APR. You're paying interest. If you do it with your credit card and you don't pay the full balance, you pay a bigger interest. There's also a hard pull. When you go with something like Affirm, there's a hard pull. Why go to something like that and not get a credit card with zero APR and get whatever you want to get? And if you know you're going to get the money, I mean, for luxury goods, if I know I'm going to get the money in 2 weeks, and I really need something now for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe you're a YouTuber, an Instagrammer, you want to flex, whatever that is, the best way to do it is to get a non-annual fee credit card that has zero APR for over a year. You can charge it and then do the payments on that. I would not suggest it, but if it also gives a peace of mind in case of an emergency. If I have a credit card that gives me 21 months to pay off and I have an emergency tomorrow, feels good, especially for people that don't have an emergency fund. And I know that everybody keeps talking about emergency fund like it's something you can do out of nothing. And I'm sure you can do. I'm not saying you can or you shouldn't, but you should absolutely think the possibility that some people don't have that option. Some of us live paycheck to paycheck, and that's completely understandable. We have families. The best thing you can do is to get one of these credit cards. It gives a peace of mind, and you can use the money however you want as long as you know you can pay it back. That's all for today. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, ciao.